Hey yo, what's the deal? You know who it is. It's the Don. Cheer. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the strings. Cheer. What up, what up, what up? And I'm back at you, my people, with another video. And this is gonna be, now I got a lot of questions about the how I feel that the Windsor winner will end. And I was gonna do a question and answer video on just answer all the questions, but there's so many questions that I figured that maybe I will just do a recap of what I thought and why I wrote what I thought, and maybe that will answer all the questions for you. Now, I know that a lot of my question and answer videos do not get a lot of views or as many views as my regular videos, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you something at the end, because I tease a lot sometimes. Like I said, you know, who do I think the three dragons, heads of the dragon, are, and I don't tell you, and I say a couple of things and I don't tell you. So I'm going to give you something that I don't know will happen at the end of the Windsor winner. So I wasn't sure if I was going to use it there or not, but it is the Faceless Men. And what are the Faceless Men up to? I think I have an idea what I believe that they're up to, and I don't think I've never heard anyone say it before. And why would I say the Faceless Men and pick the Faceless Men out of all the people in Game of Thrones, or why would I do that in the Song of Ice and Fire? Because, as I said before, that I don't live far from Ommegang Brewery, which is in Cooperstown, and I was just there, and I had picked up their new beer. This is their glass, and their new beer is Valar Morghulis. So I'm sure that will be out around Yahweh soon enough, maybe in a couple of months, but obviously because I'm right here, I can get this right now. So we're going to be drinking this while I'm doing this video. So, and this stuff will fuck you up, because this shit is 8% alcohol value. Alright? So watch yourself. Now I know you cats overseas are like 8% shit. We drink that without breakfast. But in the United States, 8% is 8%. Now I don't give a fuck. Alright? So let's pour this, take a look at that, and see what this looks like here. Now, what I don't know if it picks it up on the camera as good, but it has a really nice orangey foam. Looks like they just have like a nice orange zest was in put in there. All right, and also I got a lot of questions about my lady over there. That is my tea light candle holder, and she is blowing right there. I had people ask about that. So that's a beautiful head on that beer. Look at that right there, huh? Beautiful. It really is. Oh, that's good. That's a good beer, man. This is better than the Fire and Ice beer, without a doubt. This may be the best one I tasted. It seems that maybe the first beer they did, they didn't know how good it was going to be, if it was going to sell. The second beer, they stepped it up a little bit more. And this one, and the third beer, was a little even better than that. And this one is really like they know they're making money. A lot of people drinking it, so they had to step it up. And this is definitely the best one of them all, without a doubt. So, Valar Morghulis. Valar Morghulis. Get yourself some. Alright? There you go. So, let's get into, exactly, I'm going to give you why the Faceless Men, what are they up to? And like I said, I don't believe that I've never heard anyone say what I'm going to say. So this is my own shit. So let's go into exactly why I said and what I said, and what the Windsor winner video ended the first part. Alright, now also remember, especially when you make comments or before you comments that this is only the first part. So a lot of stuff people are saying, I forgot. I didn't forget. It's just I haven't put in there. It's just the first video. All right. So the second video will be there soon. All right. So Cersei wins a car by Trombat and Tom remains in power. Cersei blames the Tyrells for Kevin's death. She names Qyburn the Hand of the King. Mace Tyrell tries to flee with Margaery. Randall Tarley captures them, saying he swore an oath to bring her to trial. Now, why would I say that? I think it's pretty obvious that Cersei is in control from the Arya chapter. Obviously, there are Lannister guards there looking for money and for her. Obviously, if they're Lannister guards, they're working for her, so she's still there. If she's in charge, Tommen has to remain in power. That's how she's going to keep her power. Obviously, if she has remained in charge, now Kevin's job, what he was going to do was put her back in Casterly Rock and take her guards from him and everything else. Now that's not going to happen because she's in power because Keevan was killed. So that's how Varys fucked up that part of the plan. So now Cersei's not getting sent to Casterly Rock. Now she's back and she's holding it down. There's only one person, that's her son. So she's gonna be the one to hold it down. It's pretty obvious to me. All right. Now, why she would name Qyburn the new hand of the king? She's gonna need a new hand of the king with Kevin dead, and he's been her best supporter. He made her Sir Robert strong, so why wouldn't she do that? I think that's pretty feasible for that to happen. Mace tries to flee. Obviously, if he sees that his job, you can see the writing on the wall. If his job's is on the line, obviously Varys has got to blame somebody for the death of Keevan and Grandmaster Pycelle, and he's gonna obviously make them blame the Tyrells. That was his plan. That's what he told them when why he killed them. So obviously he's gonna put a bug in her ear and say that they're the ones who got rid of him and make her think it was them. So why Randall Tarley would capture him? Well, Keevan is the one who promoted him to his job, even though he did it because of Randall Tarley. But Randall Tarley is always, and you see in the last chapter, you hear Keevan talking about trying to turn Tarley away from Mace Tyrell, saying that he is the real brains and behind the brawn behind him. And Mace Tyrell's been taking a lot of victories that really were Tarley's and claiming himself for. So Tarley's not happy with them at all. So that's why. And he already did swear oath to the seven to bring Margaery to trial. So it would be obvious that could be an excuse for him to do it and still kind of maintain his cover. All right, that's that. Let's see. Margaery is executed. I think she's got to go. I think she has to go, and I don't see anything else for her to do. Me personally, that's why I think she's got to go. It's too many characters anyway, and I think that was who Cersei will think is the Maggie the Frog person. I think that's who they're gonna show in this season coming up. I think they're gonna make her think the person she's gonna think is gonna be Margaery. I think that's what they'll show in the show, and I think that's what she's gonna think right there. And obviously, she think it's done when she's dead. Mace killed by Sir Robert Strong. That's not nothing special there. All right. So Randall Tarley is given high guard and keeps his place. Now people say how would the other Tyrells deal with it? Well, they're gonna have no choice to deal with it. Obviously, they're not gonna be happy about it, and I do have something to say about them, but obviously there'll be no position to stop them from taking it if they just roll over there. They have all the power. What are they going to do? They have Aegon. They have all of them. They're just going to walk right in there and take it. And the Tyrells really don't defend like that. They really bend the knee quick. You know, they're known for that. So when the going gets tough, they always bend the knee. That's just the way they always been, no matter what. And I don't see it being any different. Let's see. Cersei sends Ronald Connington and Randall Tarley to kill Aegon and John Connington. Well, Ronald Connington obviously would be interested in going after John Connington and taking his land. He's already captured, so he has to reprove himself. And Randall Tarley is the best commander at the point, so obviously she's going to send him to do that. John Connington, Aegon take Storm's End. Obviously, I think that's pretty easy for them to do. We pretty much see that. I think when they're inside of it, it'll be and they'll get seized in there. It'll be like the Battle of the Bells. They'll be bouncing from house to house, to house to house, and then they'll be saved by the Dornish people. Will come in there and save them. while they're being saved by the Dornish people, I think Randall Tarley will turn on Ron Connington, and that will be allow them to be safe to begin with, because I think it's already been said that they have somebody inside King's Landing that they know of, and I think that the man that they have in King's Landing is Randall Tarley. He's already down with the whole Aegon situation. All right, let's see. Now, they tell Cersei to have Marcella. Obviously, they have Marcella. It's a major chip for them to have her, and she's going to want her daughter back. Varys right now is the master of whisperers. Now, why would she give him his spot back? People ask me. Well, I think she give him his spot back because I think he's the one who's going to put in her head that the Tyrells killed Kevin, and who else is she going to put there in that spot? Who's she going to have? If he's the one putting that in her head and she believes him and thinks she gives him evidence, she's going to trust him again. She promotes the other guy from his position. She's going to have an open spot. I see Varys fitting right in and sticking himself in there just to keep Cersei in check so he can wait for Aegon to come. That's his plan to begin with. So they're always going to need someone else in there. But I think Randall Tarley is their guy on the inside there that they talk about. So that's why I think Tarley jump ships over there. Now, I think that they're going to promise the marriage between Marcella. They're going to tell Marcella, listen, we're going to marry you to Aegon, lying to her, but she's going to believe it. All right. So I think by them doing that, Marcella will get greedy and want to be queen. That will take Marcella away from Cersei. Obviously, she has to have all her people will have to be where her kids have to wear gold before Cersei dies. So I think that sets up Marcella wearing the gold for it to be her shroud. So when they take King's Landing, Marcella flips, gets Cersei captured, and that's how they take King's Landing. Cersei does escape later on, and while Marcella is married to Aegon, she gets poisoned. Cersei escapes with Strong and Qyburn, and they get back to Casterly Rock. All right, so that's what I think with that first part. Why I wrote that part. All right, so Jon enters Ghost. I think that's obvious that Jon's gonna enter Ghost now that he's dead. I think we've already seen Jon talking, Bran trying to communicate with Jon, and he's been trying to communicate since the number one thing Bran has been trying to do since he's got this warging power is communicate with the people in the past. When he first sees his dad, he tries to talk to him, and he can feel the wind. Every time he sees Jon, that's what he wants to do. He wants to communicate with the real world while he's in the world. So I think that he finally figures this out how to do this, and he hits Jon. Now I don't think he's going to be directly. Jon's going to know that this is going on or believe that this is going on. So I think that they'll just show him clips of stuff, like he's going to see a picture of, Aegon and Rhaegon and Lyanna, and it's going to show faces he's never seen before and faces he has seen before. There's things like that. And then a face of Howland Reed, because Howland Reed is the guy who could tie all those faces together for him that's in the real world. You will get drunk drinking that right there. All right. Now the Wildlings fight the Night Watch over Jon. Mel locks herself in a room and brings Jon back. Now I know people say that they think that the King's Guard would join up with the Wildlings. You're thinking that the King's Guard seen the Night's Watch kill Jon. There's no proof that they have. So if the Night's Watch has executed Jon and no one has seen this, they can easily blame it on the Wildlings. You know what I mean? And be more believable than the Wildlings saying, what the fuck are you talking about? So that would just make all hell break loose. That's why I believe that they will go and start fighting each other. Mel's going to have to lock herself in a room because she's going to notice it's coming, because the first thing she always sees is danger to herself. So obviously, in the flames. So obviously, that's the first thing she always looks for. So obviously, she will search for that. She'll see that coming before that happens, and then be able to lock herself up there. I think she will revive him, and then while Jon comes back, that's when they will be almost attacking the king and queen, and then the wildlings will slow down, slow that roll when they see Jon. Justin Massey getting up there at that time. I think with the fake Arya, they got to get there. I think they're going to get there when Jon's back alive. I don't think they're going to get there when he's dead. So obviously, it has to be when he's resurrected. So I think that's pretty much there. Obviously, he can inform Jon of what's going on with Stannis and how Stannis is about to fight the battle, because Massey wasn't there when the battle first goes, and he can try to inform him about that and and everything else. And then Jon could tell him, well, Stannis is dead. He got killed in the battle. I got the letter from Ramsay. And then Justin Massey, wow, I still got to go to Bravos anyway and get these ships like he told me. And he's going to take Stannis and Serene with him. Now, obviously, I did say before that Patchface will unleash the grayscale, and I still believe that he will unleash the grayscale. So, but I will put out when I think that happens. Just don't think it happens right at that particular time. Now Stannis faking his dress, and them Frey's dressing up in the Frey armor and carrying around a fake body like they did with Jon with the head of the wolf. I think that's pretty obvious why they would do that. I think it's pretty easy to see why I would think that would happen. Let's see. Stannis agrees to burn Theon because obviously they're gonna want Theon dead, and then Aegon and Daenerys shows up with Aegon, and that's gonna prove that Theon did not kill them. All right, he's gonna obviously say it now. Jon shows up and saves Theon. A lot of people have a problem. Obviously, yes, he did betray Jon, and I mean Robb and all of them, and he has every right to be killed under the law because he beheaded Roderick Cassell, and so he definitely deserves to be killed, and there's no doubt about it. But I think of it like this. There's a reason why they mentioned the King's Moot. All right? I don't think they went through that whole thing of the King's Moot, showed it, and said that it can be overturned if only way is if Theon is alive. If not, to have that come into play somehow. So I just can't see him dying at this particular time. That's the reason why I put that like that, and why I believe that he has to be alive. That's my personal opinion. Now, people ask me what I thought about Mance. I said right there, I think Mance is dead. I think he's found filleted. I think he's dead. I think they caught him. I don't think that all the things that happened in the letter happened, but I do think he was caught and killed just because I just don't see him getting away anyway from that situation. Obviously, Stannis will march to White Harbor. That was his plan. So obviously, he will go there to Mandalay. Howland Reed finding Jon in Winterfell. I don't see any other place they can really find him. And if he's like by a weirwood tree, Jon's walking by the weirwood tree, and then Howland Reed comes out there, and then they have this talk, and then he tells him about the Tower of Joy. And from that, Jon connects his dream before that he already had going into the crypt, saying that he has to go down there. He doesn't want to go down there. He doesn't belong down there. He's not a Stark. Obviously, he's going to have to have a time to go back to Winterfell. I think it's a perfect time for him to go down there. Why do I think that Rhaegar's armor and Dorne is there? Well, I think Rhaegar's armor and Dorne is there because I think that the armor that Jon sees him in the vision when he's fighting the White Walk is Rhaegar's armor. So how could it be there? I mean, there is no reference of it not being anywhere. You don't know where it is, so it's plausible that it could be there as well as it could be anywhere else. I don't have any definitive proof that Rhaegar's armor is in it. In fact, I don't think there's any definitive proof of that there's anything beneath her crypt, that there's something there. But we all know and suspect that there is something there, so we have to think what could be there. And if it's something to tie Jon's paternity to Rhaegar, it's not going to be a blood slap or a blood slide. They didn't have that. So what are we going to do? What can prove that he's there? If he has Rhaegar's armor there, I think, or Rhaegar's sword or something like that, that's the only thing back then that really proves heritage. So it could be either thing or something like that, whether it's Dorne or Rhaegar's sword or something's down there, and that's what I believe when he gets down there he'll find. I just picked the armor, but yes, it easily could be the harp. It could easily be anything. I don't know. I just picked the armor because there's something going on with the rubies, and maybe one of the rubies in Mel's neck is related to Rhaegar's armor. Let's see. So the Jaime and Brienne. Jaime and Brienne meet Lady Stoneheart and the Brotherhood without Brienne as Jaime chooses trial by combat. I think that's a given. I think he's going to want to fight his way out of it. He's just not going to get hung. Lady Snowheart's going to think she's sneaky, and she's going to choose Brienne. Brienne obviously is not going to want to fight her. I did not finish how I think that ends there. I'll do that in the next one. Henry and Sansa, obviously, I think that's it. We know Peter Baelish is going to poison him and kill him. He's got to die. They have to die because Sansa has to take the veil. I think she has to be the queen, soul queen. I think that's what it's been in the veil, basically. That's the way it goes there. Like her aunt was already the soul queen there. So I think the next one is going to be her, the soul queen there. I think that's the way it really will go down there. Obviously, she's going to side with Stannis. Her brothers are down with him, so that will give him the veil on all of the forces there. And obviously, I think that the plan to take Casterly Rock with the troops will have to be, obviously Cersei will be there. She's not gonna like her being there. Obviously, I think that she is the one that takes everything that she has, that all she holds dear. The only thing left she has to hold dear right now is Jaime at this particular time. And I think that will be the last thing that is taken. And I think that I have to tell you about that in the second part. But I think that's why she will definitely go in there and take. Sansa will go in there and want to take Casterly Rock. I think it's just strategically right for Stannis to do it. And I think Stannis will want to do it because obviously I do believe Stannis is the Valancourt and will strangle Cersei. So he has to have a way to get there. And I think that's the way he gets there. Now, Dany finding the cow. I know people say, oh, this is going to take longer than I'm saying. And she's not going to have time to get back and fight the Battle of Marine. It's quite possible. I don't think so. I think it's not going to take, I don't think it's going to take that long at all. I think as we've seen with this Princess and the Queen, he's done things that's taken years and 45-minute reads. So I don't think this is going to take that long. I think this guy's going to try to buck up to her. She's going to be on the dragon. I think the dragon just roasts this dude. I think they see that. I think they kneel, and I think they follow her. And I don't think they need to be there when she hits Marine. They just got to know where she's going. She got to have a right-hand man say, meet me in Marine, and take off and then go. So that's how I think that goes. Victarion's gonna have to have the thing. Something's gonna have to give with the horn, with Victarion blowing the horn. Something's gonna have to give there. I think it will cause the dragons, whether he takes control of it or not, or just the dragon just doesn't like the sound and flips out. I think when it flips out, it burns Jorah Mormont and his daughter. I think they gotta die. Too many people. I think this is an easy way to get rid of him right when he thinks he's got himself back in the good graces of Dany. He did the right thing. He redeemed himself, though. I think that since his father wanted him to be the head of the Night's Watch, that was his dream, that it's possible, I was sort of plausible that he could survive it and then in the end find himself doing that. But I don't think so. I think he goes out. I think he dies there. Victarion blackmails Dany into marriage. I think that, she convinces her, oh, I'm the one who has control of the dragon. If you want it back, you have to marry me. It's like, and I think she would just be like, yeah, I'm married, just, I need my dragon back, yes, whatever. I think the Dusky Woman will then reveal who it is. I don't know who the Dusky Woman is. Could it be Euron? That's just disgusting. But anything's possible in this book. I would, if I had to guess, like I said before, I think that it's a warlock is the Dusky Woman. I don't know if they're female warlocks or not, but we've seen the warlocks before turn to little girls, and so I don't see no reason why they couldn't do a woman. And Aegon, Euron said he had their tongues to rap too. Alright, so that's that. Stannis sends Jon to treat with Aegon. Now, obviously, the Aegon and Dany. Did I skip anything? Obviously, after that, all that happens, I think when Dany comes to Westeros, she's coming to Dragonstone. That's just obvious. I think she's going to be there. So while she's at Dragonstone, I think that, Victarion, I think that John Connington and them will definitely have to throw a party to welcome her and treat her like a queen. And I think this is when you see the banners and everything flying through. It'll be for her. Now, Aegon, when she gets there, it'll be Aegon, propaganda for her. Obviously, when this happens, she will ask her to marry him. She will think about it. I think Stannis is obviously going to have Casterly Rock and all this by then. I didn't tell you how I think he'll take it, but I will in the second part. So, obviously, after that, I think that he's going to need someone to treat for him. And obviously, we've seen Jon be the peacekeeper treater over and over again. This is what he does. He goes out to Mance a couple of times. He's the one who always does that. He's the one to do it. So I could see, and this is a way for Dany to see Jon for the first time. Obviously, Jon's going to realize that he's Rhaegar's son right now. So he's going to reveal this. So Aegon's going to be there claiming, I bow before me, I am the king, I am Rhaegar Targaryen's son. And Jon, I just feel Jon don't give a fuck. And I think that it'll mimic just like Ned Stark's father, just like them, and Brandon Stark going down there in front of the king, and the king trying to kill him. I think it's going to mimic the same situation here with Jon. It's going to be like, you're not his son, I'm his son. And he's going to be like, you're a liar, how are you his son? I think obviously it says in the prophecy that Dany is the one who has to expose Aegon, right? She's the one. So she has to be present when all this happens. So I think a good way to do this is to have it by dragons. Now, a trial by dragon. Now, obviously, we've seen the fire used by the king, Mad King Aerys. So I think the dragon being used by his Aegon, him calling him his champion, I think that's feasible. Now, the problem I've gotten is because I said that Targaryens are the only ones who could ride dragon. The people saying House Valyrian and all these other people. Now, this is what I said. From what I know, the Targaryens are the only people that escaped the doom with dragon eggs. It was Targaryen eggs. I don't know of any other family that survived the doom that had dragon eggs. So I'm saying if they had the dragon eggs that had been escaped from there must be bound by Targaryen blood. That is why I say Targaryens are the only one who could ride dragon eggs. Now in the Princess and the Queen, we see that when they are looking for they're looking for more dragon riders they look to who? They look to the seeds, not just everyone in the population. Now they do say other people attempt to try to get these dragons, but most of the people are killed. Now there are seeds that are killed too. Now the seeds are Targaryen bastards, and there are thousands of them out there at this particular time, and they're all getting killed. A lot of the seeds are getting killed trying to take the dragons. Now, if you look at most of the people who did succeed, Hugh Hammer, these guys that got their seeds, that little black chick, it said specifically it's not known if she is a seed or not, but it doesn't say she isn't. You know what I mean? And the fact that it doesn't say she isn't is the reason why I think she is. And if you look at the people who were successful at getting the dragons, you'll see that they were the seeds. Now, I'm not saying that other people couldn't do it, but obviously if the seeds were the ones that were successful, and the seeds were the one that they specifically went after and offered these lordship for, if they could control the dragon, they must believe that the seeds are the ones who can fly the dragons, the Targaryen blood, for a reason. So that's why I think the Targaryens are the ones who can fly the dragons. So I think that when Aegon chooses his champion to be the dragon and Jon goes out there, I think Tyrion, mimicking the role that down in the cell, can talk to Dany and tell Dany, hey, you know that, and know that Jon is a Targaryen and his blood know this, and he could be the one somehow to manipulate the go-between to help even make Aegon want to call, because they can have this. It could be set up that Jon can say this. Aegon has him thrown in the cell just for saying that. And while he's in the cell for saying that he's Rhaegar's son, he's sitting in the black cell. Tyrion can go down there and talk to him and find out that he really is, and then believe him. Tyrion's a master of dragons who know all the histories about the seeds and know the seeds have the best chance to fly the dragon. Could propose the idea to Dany. Hey, we'll see if you want to see if he's really a Targaryen. We know the Targaryens can fly dragons and make him fly the dragons. Dany can then say to Aegon, "Hey, honey, why don't you let him choose the champion, make your champion the dragon?" And then Aegon said, "Yeah, my champion will be a dragon. That's right. We'll have him do a trial by contact. That way it'll be fair, yada yada." And then Jon come up there, ask blah blah, and that will be it. I think that's how it's feasible for that whole situation to happen. Obviously, I think Jon will definitely not even have to fight the dragon at all. I think that the dragon won't even try to attack him. Will know who he is and just jump around his back, and I think he'll bind with him. And I think Jon will just fly right off on the dragon straight up, or just raise up on the dragon. Now, at that particular time, I'll have to tell you what I think happens in part 2 of that. So, since this has been a very, very long episode, 30 minutes, not that long, but longer than most of my episodes, I hope I got to a lot of the questions and I answered a lot of things that you may have asked in the comments. So, I did say since the Valar Morghulis beer is here, I will give you the special bonus, what I think that the Faceless Men are up to. Now, I could hold this for another video. I could hold this for the next video, and I probably should. But I don't know, actually, if it's going to happen in the next video. So it could be the next book. I'm not sure. So I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm not going to tease you like I did before. That would be foul, especially if you waited 31 minutes to hear this. So, what I think they're up to. I think it's pretty easy to see that the Faceless Men are the ones that are going around. Obviously, they're down there. Jack and Hagar is down there looking for these books and everything to figure out exactly what happened at Summerhall, and they are the ones who caused the doom in Valyria. All right, we know this. So I think that people believe that they want to cause the doom again. But I think that what it is, me personally, I think that the Faceless Men, what they're up to is I think they want to cause the doom in the land that is always winter. I think they're trying to cause a doom over there to the White Walkers and destroy their whole population. Everyone, every kid, White Walker, baby White Walker, everything. I think that's their plan, is to destroy everyone over there. Not to destroy Westeros at all, but to go over to the land that is always winter and destroy them there. And I think that it will be the conflict in the end of this book of who was right and who was wrong. Is it right for them to go over there and destroy all these people? That race of people are not in that situation. But that's what I believe. So, thank you very much for watching. I will have this uploaded, and when I'm done with this and upload this, I'm going to do the next part of this, and I'll up that in a few days or so. So if you see me in the next video wearing this, it's because I'm shooting it right after this one. All right. So thank you for all my new subscribers, and if you're not subscribers, please do. I ain't got a lot of subscribers. I'm trying to get it up there. So thumbs up it, please. I need a lot of thumbs up. I need those things, and I need you to watch it. Remember, 2,000 views. When I see 2,000 views, a video hits 2,000 views, that's when I usually upload the next video. So let's just keep watching. Let's get some more subscribers. Commit to me. Commit. Don't be scared. I ain't going to hurt you. I won't let you down. Trust me. Trust me. Commit. You know what I mean? And I'll definitely get back at you. Fantasy football wise, you know what I mean? I'm doing well. Only lost one game this year, and I should have lost that game, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But the bottom line is I'm doing my thing. And I will be back at you soon enough with the next video. Until then, it's the Don Tony Teflon, House Teflon, Teflon 316. We pull the strings. Peace. Stay sexy.